Hey everybody, and welcome back. We're going to do something a little bit different this time. I'm actually going to show you how to record and stream using the power of OBS Studio, which is a open broadcast software. It's been around for a while, and it's kind of like the alternative to XSplit, which requires a kind of a monthly subscription. Even you can get that through Steam and all that stuff. So it's a little bit like, hey, yeah, maybe I'm not going to give these guys like $10 a month for a subscription. I don't like paying for software like that. I think that's an archaic way of doing. You know, I'm perfectly fine with like subscription of Netflix or Spotify, but like $10 for just one piece of software, no deal. Just give me, let me just spend like the X amount of money and just have this forever. Anyways, OBS is a free recording software that gets updated regularly. OBS Classic, which actually doesn't get updated much, which is the older version that is now been kind of like abandoned for now. Probably will be some fixes just for bugs and all that stuff. Other than that, OBS Studio is a more complete package, and all that stuff. So it's good for like Twitch, Hitbox, YouTube gaming. It supports anything, as long as you have a stream URL and a stream key. And those are the really things you need. For something like XSplit and what I use in Elgato, you can log in, but hey, as long as you have a stream key and a stream URL, you're good to go. So what you want to do is head over to obsproject.com, link in the description, click download. This supports also OS 10.8.5 and Linux, which is the Ubuntu 14 point, I think it's 14.04, yeah. So it supports that, and this is, you know, a little bit more modernized, so we'll just download that. I already downloaded it. Once you have that downloaded, of course, install it. There's also some other things on here that is actually kind of cool. So Intel has recently gone and realized like, hey, recording and streaming is becoming more of a, everybody's doing it now. So the processors are so complex and the dies are so like small. They're adding a little bit of extra power dedicated towards recording. So along with this, if you have an Intel processor, you can also it will also install some RealSense plugins, which is like for extra stuff for recording on Intel. This doesn't work on AMD, sadly. AMD graphics card and NVIDIA also have their own little recording software. They have it for Shadowplay on NVIDIA. The AMD stuff, which is part of their graphics card, I don't know if it does that anymore. It used to be Raptor, which was like completely shit. So like, OBS is going to be a good standard if you have like a powerful processor. An i7 is strongly recommended for this. With an i5, like, holy crap, maybe you shouldn't be doing this. But I have an i5. We're going to try this out, and once it's all done and installed, I think it's going to pop up some Intel stuff. So we'll skip that. Okay, we're back, and I think I've already, I've recently installed, so it's going to go all through these options. You're going to pop up a Intel thing. Just hit yes. It's going to install those plugins. A couple other games also supported it. Most notably, Rainbow Six Siege also has options for built-in streaming to that. So we're going to hit finish and launch it. So Shadowplay uses, and it already has this stuff I already have. Shadowplay uses the actual graphics card decoder and encoder, while OBS and XSplit uses the processor of your computer, so the CPU. So it's a little bit weird. So the graphics card are like literally like the biggest thing in your computer. They're just like full of their own little computer themselves. They have a processing unit. They have their own RAM. They have their own cooling systems and all that stuff. So it's its own little computer in itself. So something like Shadowplay, you're not going to get hit much. But something like an OBS or XSplit, you're going to get hit a little bit more. Again, unless you have a capture card, which it's not going to hit you at all because you're running it through an HDMI and then splitting it off of that. That's how I do it. Anyway, what you got here, we're going to look at the settings first. It's pretty straightforward. We're just going to be looking at the simple stuff. So under streaming, you can just do your streaming services. So you got, right off the bat, you got Twitch, YouTube, Hitbox, Beam, Dailymotion, live coding, Facebook and Restream. I think Live Coding TV and Restream puts out to 2 different, like, you can go to multiple things, so you can do Twitch, YouTube, Beam, and Hitbox all at once. You can also even go, like, custom. So, again, as long as you have a URL and a stream key, you should be fine. And if you don't see yours here, you can always just, show all services. So we got, like, a bunch of, Korean. This is definitely Korean. This is Japanese, yeah? Kanji. This is Mandarin. That's cool. Huh. Ah, cool. Whoa, there's a lot of weird ones here. Mirdirix live sports platform? Interesting. Huh. So once you got that going, you're gonna, for YouTube and Twitch, you need a stream key. Now, to get a stream key for YouTube and Twitch, you want to go up and bring up your dashboard, and that will be right over here for YouTube. And there's your stream URL. If you're using a software that doesn't have this, but hey, it uses YouTube, and you just, I don't want to reveal this because you should never reveal your stream key. You want to copy and paste it right there. Once it's just gonna like link it up, and you're gonna be good to go. No login or anything. If we're gonna look at Twitch though, you want to get to your dashboard and go to stream key, and then show your stream key here. Again, you'll just put that right here. I've never used Hitbox, but I assume it's the same thing. Same with Beam. What is Facebook like, though? Let's actually get rid of that. What's Facebook asking for? Facebook's like asking for a live stream, too. So, I guess that. Blizzard games support streaming to Facebook. I know H1Z1 King of the Kill supports streaming to Twitch. Like, there's a couple other games that would just straight up stream to Twitch. I don't recommend that because it's not the best. It also, like, puts a little bit more strain on your processor and all that stuff. And then what we're gonna... What? Huh. Oh, yeah. We're going to YouTube. There we go. Huh. Wait. This is weird. Wow, I've never seen this before. But, okay, for output, we're just going to do simple. A lot of this stuff is, like, streaming bitrate. 3500 for 720p is perfectly fine. You could go down to, 1200 if you want, if your upload is not that high, but I wouldn't recommend going below that. The problem with a lot of streaming and video services is not the resolution. The resolution doesn't mean shit. You're really not going to tell the difference between 720p and 1080p unless you get real close. If you're watching it on your phone or like watching it over here on your TV or, off to the TV, looking it back. The bitrate matters. Bitrate is how fast, data transfer. And so if you have a lot of data transfer, you're not going to see a lot of artifacts. So when there's a lot of fast changing, especially in first-person shooters, you want a really high one. Something in like a LOL, where it's not really that fast-paced, not a lot of movement across the board. Because, again, you're looking around a map, and, you have your center character that's moving around, and he's the only thing that's moving, unless you move the screen. But in, like, a first-person shooter, everything is moving except for, like, your gun, really. So, again, at least, 1500, even 1200 for 720p, up to, like, 3500. And then for 1080p, you want to bump that up to double. Easily, like, 500 or 5000. You want to do a software encoder. Audio bitrate, let's keep it that. What is this thing? When recording saves to be unrecoverable in a file format. Oh, that's interesting. Huh, that's a little tip here. And then for recording, again, you're gonna use the same bitrate. You're gonna use recording format MP4, which is everybody uses that. Everything in the past like 10 years can read that. It's a good format. If you want to do more advanced stuff, you can do different tracks. But again, if you're just like a simple guy, just, keep it at this. Simple audio, pretty much simple here. Channel stereo, desktop audio, you can change all that stuff. So your canvas, which is this right here, is, you want it to set it the same resolution as your screen. But you also could scale it. So like, hey, this will still record at, we'll still have the canvas, what you see, at 1080p, but then scale it down to 720p, which is a good idea. And let's keep it down to 30 FPS. Unless you have like an i7 or a really heavy duty system, keep it down at 30, 720p 30. Unless you're like, you know, fuck it. You got a pretty beefy computer, bump it up to 1080p. If you have a really good computer, or you're using something else, if you're using a completely different computer for recording, bump it up to 60. And then, of course, there's some hotkeys for recording and streaming and all that stuff. Advanced, all sorts of different other things here, too. So, for recording, it's going to say the, what is this, like, the year, month, date, time and stamps and all that stuff. So, if you record something, it will say the time when it was finished, I think it is. There we go. So that's it for setting up the settings. It's pretty straightforward. A lot of this is, like, out of the bag. Just works fine. I do recommend changing this a little bit, depending on your, you know, your mileage may vary with this right here. This affects your streaming and your recording. So let's get with that. So once you got all the settings put up, let's actually delete these. There we go. So I don't have my mic tied up into this, but first thing you want to do is, so the display capture is just going to display everything on the monitor. So this is like everything in your display. If you have multiple displays, you can capture everything from one display. It's good if you have multiple displays. I only have one display, one monitor, so hey, it's capturing everything, okay? So we can also hide that. And we can also add game capture. So let's boot up a game here. What are we doing? Let's actually do something easy that I don't know would be good. Let's do Forza Motorsport 6. Nice, good game that I know that runs pretty well. Boot that up. We'll boot that up with window mode, and then now that we have that, we're going to add a new source. You can also do different audio inputs. You can even do a capture card here. This is how I stream. All sorts of different stuff here. Media source, game capture, video capture device. This is where you like an Elgato or a Hopog will come in. So we're gonna do game capture device. Forza, we can call it Forza. Okay, and then we're gonna see capture a specific window, and then we're gonna capture that. Match the executable. Okay, for scale. So we even scale this up to if we want, and we're just gonna hit that. And I think we're good to go. And it's only going to capture what's in this window right here. Like, in this actual window. So that's going. So if we wanted to start streaming, we could just hit start streaming right now. And it will stream out to the internet, to where it is. Or you can just start recording. So we're just going to... Of course, it's not going to record my audio. So we're just going to hit start recording there. And we got timestamp here. And also there's a live thing right here. Just minor cooling there. Okay, so let's we do Alt-Enter to bring it up to full. We're waiting this thing to load. There we go. So we'll do a free play here. And let's play. Now the game will be rendering at like 60 FPS, but the OBS will be recording at 30, so you know. It's not going to catch every frame, but it's going to capture half, and, you know, it's perfectly fine. You know, most TVs run at 60 FPS, and 30 FPS you're not going to really notice. You are going to notice a jump to 60 if you start recording at that stuff, but, like, again, that requires so much more hardware. Okay, we're going to start racing. Seems to be running a lot smoother than I recorded this last time with at 60 FPS. Is like, that was a bad idea. Why is it? For some reason, maybe I have it set to 30 FPS. Ah, shit. Oh, shit. I wonder if I can rewind. Nope. Nope. Well, we fucked up. We fucked up real bad. I think that's good enough there. I think it's good enough. Actually, let me actually see my video settings, how I have this set up. And I accidentally hit quit. Fuck. And then once we're done with that, you can, again, if you had a hotkey, so I'm just gonna, Do that. Do that. And that was a good 2-minute recording. We're just going to stop the recording there. Of course, that's going to be only just me playing it. And then we could find that. Let's see. Let's get out of this here. And let's get out of that. So here we go. It's going to put it in the videos folder here. And here it is. It's 2017 on the 3rd of March at 14:06, which I guess it started at? Whatever. Okay, let's record this. Let's watch this. Yep. Why is there no audio coming through? That's always a good sign. I'm good at this. But yeah, let's see. And then we can always look at the settings here. Details. So I can record at 720p, about 3500 bitrate, and then 30 FPS. Stereo channel, blah, blah, blah. There's the file name, MP4. And then, of course, you could always upload that to YouTube. We'll just do that. It'd be great. So you just click this, add that, add that. Of course, you could add titles like this is recorded on OBS. Recorded. And of course, we're gonna set that to private right now, so I don't shoot that out later. I'll add that later. I'll upload this. Or change the upload that. You can also add a thumbnail if you want, and all that cool things. Make sure to add the correct tags so shit gets noticed, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. I hope I wasn't too confusing or too fast. If you have any more questions on how to do this on OBS, please put a link. Just ask them in the comments. I always read the stuff. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Caboose967. Hit the bell when you do subscribe. Also, I have a Patreon, link in the description. And I want to thank Kevin, Josh, Chowchow, and Amber for donating to that. As always, guys.